So I hope you're having an awesome day today, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to start the video off with a little date stamp, a little time stamp. I'm going to see how many of you all are actually as old and, well, completely old as I am when it comes to this type of information, ladies and gentlemen. Who here remembers a fucking company known as OnLive? Raise your hands, I don't know, wave in the air, whatever you want to do. Let me know in the comments below if anybody remembers OnLive, dude. If you do, well, congratulations. If you don't, you didn't miss much. Let me fill you in on what OnLive was. See, back in the early days of Muda, when my PC was completely garbage sauce, and frankly the only thing I had to game on was a PS2, there were plenty of new games that were releasing on the market that frankly I could never even dream of running. I was the same person that played Crysis at 1 frame per second using fucking 3D like wrapper tools, I guess you could say, back in the day, because I was running on integrated graphics. Okay, I played the demo, I liked the game, but you know, you just can't play a PowerPoint. Okay, sometimes my highlight was if it jumped to 5 frames per second, and I was like, you know what, maybe, just maybe, never happened. I played Crysis far too down the path once I actually had a computer capable of playing it. But this ain't about Muda Horror and his potato PC. No. See, with me, I wanted to talk about OnLive because it's pretty relevant nowadays. See, OnLive is a company that used to actually stream PC games to your low-powered PC. So let's say you wanted to play, I don't know, Crysis or Saints Row or any big game. You could go to OnLive, make an account, and stream these games. And for a while, it was a pretty interesting prospect. I remember going on to stream an hour of like Saints Row. Crysis we tried, but they actually had to cut out Crysis because it just got too strenuous on their servers. See, what these people did is that they had high-powered computers or nodes just hiding somewhere. What they essentially did was they isolated a node per person. So basically, they were handling the hard task of running the game, and they were just streaming a video to you. You were sending back inputs, and it felt like you were playing a game. However, the problem with OnLive was that it just wasn't feasible. Financially, it wasn't at all for the price that they had to offer it at least be enticing to people. They couldn't cover their costs, and frankly, it wasn't that fun to play. Crysis, or any first-person shooter, is a game that requires, to an extent, twitch precision. And if you add input latency, it's not going to happen. Try playing a fighting game. Do you realize how much of a nuisance it's going to be when you have to deal with even the slightest bits of frame delay locally? I mean, this is an issue that is always going to stick around with streaming video games. But it's coming back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's always been here throughout the ages. It is a demon that has never left us at any point. See, for those of you who remember earlier on in this generation, Sony, in order to get backwards compatibility, bought that WIKI stuff, and basically what they did is, or what they do now, is stream PS3 games to PS4 as backwards compatibility. Xbox One does it fucking natively, which I think is how it should be. Sometimes you can have what you want. But one of the weirdest bits of news that I've ever sort of come across, or the little thoughts, is this thing coming back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's already here in many ways, shapes, and forms. For me, I'm an owner of an NVIDIA Shield. I have it downstairs to stream, 4K stuff or play my PC games downstairs over a local connection. It basically does the same thing. Essentially, what happens is, since my computer is in a different room and I don't want to play in this room, let's say I want to play something like, I don't know, Dot Hack or any PS2 game or whatever, a GameCube game, something streamed from my computer all the way downstairs, I would use the NVIDIA Shield to run a stream of that game. However, even in my own home, there is still latency. So of course, when you factor in that you have to have internet-based remote cloud gaming, it's going to have even more latency than you expect. It's something that we haven't even surpassed. Is it a cool concept, getting to play your games anywhere without having to download them? Yeah, at first it's kind of a cool concept. But what's weird to me is the path that we are headed down, alright, when it comes down to remote gaming. See, remote gaming to me means one thing. It means eventually, if this stuff ever does become popular, we'll definitely only be renting our video games. However, I don't think that stage is ever going to reach. The infrastructure simply isn't there. This kind of stuff will always have to be half and half. There's going to be a chunk that's going to be streaming their games, and there's going to be a chunk that's going to be using the code directly executed on their machine. But one of, again, the weirdest bits of news that I've seen is out of Xbox, actually. See, Xbox is like the weirdest tumor that has existed ever right now, let me tell you. This generation, they've had the worst moment, and then they've, I guess, started to come back with some of the best, at least from a hardware standpoint. Next generation, they want to release multiple Xboxes. What's the proper plural? Let's put that in the comment section below. But basically, they've decided that either, at least it's rumored, I think, either to have an actual console that can run the game, like our actual Xbox Ones right now, or have a low-powered Xbox One that can stream games from Xbox themselves. Now, Microsoft is one of the best cloud platforms in the business, okay? If you don't know this, if you're not privy to it, Microsoft and Azure is some of the best in class stuff. But even those individuals, I feel, are still going to have plenty of issues when it comes to streaming full-on games. We're just simply not at that step yet. You're going to think of streaming games like Witcher or Cyberpunk or, God forbid, a fucking shooter. God forbid you play Rainbow Six Siege using this mechanic and have to deal with latency on top of a game that's so frame rate dependent anyways. It's going to be a giant bag of issues. So for me, I'm always one of those people that is so super skeptic of cloud gaming because I've seen it happen throughout the ages. I've seen OnLive come in and lose. I've seen this Gaikai stuff, I guess, maybe somewhat take off. I don't know. And then I've seen every other company who's tried to at least attempt this fail along the way. Even big companies like Nvidia or Microsoft have like the biggest kick to the balls to go through, ladies and gentlemen. See, I like video gaming, I like tech, I like creepypastas, and I feel like we have an amalgamation of everything. This is the IRL creepypasta that we have always sort of witnessed from the outside looking in. And frankly, it's not one that's going away anytime soon. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to line up for this shit as days come. But at the same time, would I like to see this eventually come into fruition? I think it might be a nice novel concept. Getting to Netflix your games definitely would make playing demos a whole lot of a heck easier and get a general bearing of a game. But as a full fucking replacement to what we have already, I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen. I do not think so whatsoever. And frankly, I hope we have to see how this thing plays out, ladies and gentlemen, how cloud gaming works. But I've seen it fucking kick up in the storms, and I kind of wanted to know your opinion on it. I know that a lot of people who are here definitely are pretty hardcore gamers, and they definitely want to know exactly what kind of gaming that they definitely want to take care of their craft or arts, I guess you could say. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been a video by me, Mudahar, about something that I'm actually fucking passionate about. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm going to come back at you tomorrow with a podcast and Thursday with your virus investigations, ladies and gentlemen. That being said, this is me, Mudahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike, and I am out.